We are recording. Okay, welcome to our very first Director Bound class. This class is basically going to be an overview of what this program is going to do for you guys. Let me just get my slideshow working here. Let me go from the beginning. Okay, except now I have to get back to you guys. Shoot. Hold on, let me share my screen. Okay, share screen. I want to share my screen. Here we go. Okay, all right, now I can go from here. Welcome! See, now I made it all fancy. Now let's go from the beginning. Okay, welcome to Director Bound. Okay, this series is designed to help you implement the steps that you need to be able to grow a successful business. Now, whether or not that gets you to director is totally up to you. That's the thing that I'm going to tell you a little bit about. And again, remember, I have cheat notes for me, so that way I can keep track of what I was thinking. So I'm not like, squirrel, what happened? So anyways, so welcome. Bobby and I are so glad that you guys decided to join our Director Bound program. And tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about the perks that you get when you promote to the director level. And that way you kind of know what's in it for you. Because really, at the end of the day, it's really what's in it for me, what's in it for you. So, so that's what we're going to work on. So we're going to spend the next 6 weeks working together closely. And you were invited to this program, so that way we invited everyone, but we want you to all do it because you're something special. And maybe you don't think that you are, but you are. And whether you've been with Pampered Chef in the last 6 months, whether you've been with Pampered Chef for 2 or 3 years, you have what it takes to promote whatever career plan you want to with the Pampered Chef. And I just wanted you to know that Bobby and I are cheering you on the entire way. So know that you have a ton of support here. So over the next 6 weeks, we're going to be working with you guys to promote to director. Now, I did want to tell you, you can do it in 6 weeks. Hey, Julia, is that you on the 941?
Yes, hi.
Hi, I'm just getting started. So if you're listening from your phone, you might not be able to see the PowerPoint, but I am recording this so I can post the PowerPoint, or I can post the whole thing later so you can watch it.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so this class, and I just wanted to give you my stats really quickly. January of 2012, I started my business July 2011, and in January 2012, I had 2 consultants on my team. Okay, they maybe did one party every other month, and then we had a spring launch, which Pampered Chef used to do, so they would come to us twice a year. We had a spring launch on February 5th. I still had 2 consultants on my team at that time. All right. February, I had 2 consultants in January. I added 2 consultants right after our spring launch. I added 2 more consultants before the end of that month. So that was 6 consultants I added in the course of about 7 weeks, and then promoted to director March 1st. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't do this, you totally can. I did it. And I wasn't even thinking. I'd been with Pampered Chef 6 months, wasn't even on my radar to promote or do anything to move up my business, but definitely was worth every single bit. And I haven't looked back. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you get and how we're going to support you, how Bobby and I are going to support you. So I first want to ask, how many of you are getting what you want from your business? Or would you like more?
More.
Chris wants more. Chris wants more. Okay, so that's the thing. So the next step would be for you guys to look at the more factor by looking at promoting and building a team. You're always going to make more money on your sales right now as you're building a team. At some point, it does this nice shift where you're still making good money on your sales, but now you're making even more money off of building that team. And that's a sweet spot, because then you'll be like Bobby, where you're making like $4,500 a month, and only like $1,900 of that is from her. The rest of it's from having a team. So that's where you get with that. So most of us could use some extra money. That's what this slide's talking about. And when you're a director, you also receive what Pampered Chef calls overrides, which are bonuses that we get to help our team members get off to a great start. So you're getting it an extra 3%. Let me just make sure. Oh, let me back up. this is some cool stuff on this slide. So you get free products twice a year. So the new products that we're all earning right now for free for all, as a director, I'm going to get all of the new spring, summer products, plus all the products I earned for my sales. So we get it almost double each season. You get 250 Pampered Chef dollars, which is the gift card money when you promote to director, no matter when in your business you do that. You don't have to fast track to get that 250. Whenever you promote, it gets deposited in your account. You also get $10 as a bonus for each team member that's active. And you guys know what you're active when you have at least 150 in sales. We never try to work to minimums, but you would need to at least know what the minimum is so you know what to hit. Of course, we get all kinds of extra incentives for the free products. We get reduced trip points. So if you're looking at going to Hawaii and you're following this system that I'm going to be teaching you guys, you will hit Hawaii. Not only will you hit Hawaii, but you're going to have lower trip points. You're going to be really seeing like, oh my gosh, I can do this. Anybody can do this. You get tons of special recognition when you promote. Get this. And walk across stage. When you promote the director, no one else can buy our red scraper. That is like, that's us. You get blue when you promote to advanced director. They give you cool stuff. You get some extra training opportunities. Plus, at the director and above level, you can decide wherever you want to get extra training from, and Pampered Chef will reimburse you for $100 of your professional development. So online classes, if you do tag team seminars, those kind of things, share summits, you can turn that into professional development. All right, so here are some of the benefits, and I know you guys probably see this all over, but it's just a quick little overview on what you can get. So you get a 3% override on your personal sales, plus 3% off of your team's sales. So that's bonus. You get extra there. You get the 250 Pampered Chef dollars, all the other cool stuff here. I don't know what the guys get. Is it a keychain, Chris, when you promote instead of the necklace?
Yes, I got a keychain for I got a keychain for the career thing. I don't know what it is when you promote.
Okay, we'll have to look it up because I know for when you promote to director and above, as a female, you get the Happy Spoon necklace that has the color in the necklace for whatever level that you promote to. So just here are some of the things that you get as a director, and of course, the higher you go on the leadership track, the more benefits you're going to get. Does anyone have any questions about kind of what the extras are? I have a tickle. Anyone have any questions about this?
No.
Okay, it's pretty basic. You guys know this thing. All right, one of the coolest things about promoting to director is being able to change the course of people's lives, right? So you might not think that you're doing a lot, but if you're helping, if you're introducing this business to someone who's now able to have a mom stay home with her kids, or helping someone be able to pay off a credit card debt or make their mortgage payment for the month, what can you do by inviting other people to join along with you that can really help them? And that's really the paradigm shift, that when you have that mentality of, oh my gosh, you could be doing this and here's what you can get from this, and not, hey, I want this, join my team. It's, hey, Susie, have you ever thought about doing something like this so you can get a night out of the house? I know you've got a crazy life at home. Get to have a night out, get some extra money to do whatever you want with. You have a ton of support, but being able to talk to them about that, and just seeing what this business can do for people. When I first started, I wasn't sharing what Pampered Chef was doing for me because I thought that if I had someone join my team, that I was going to miss out on the bookings. And I wasn't going to have my parties on the schedule because my friend was going to have all the parties that I would have booked. And you got to get out of that mentality because there's plenty of business for everyone. And that's where, you have to know there is plenty. So this one here is a great quote by Zig Ziglar. It says, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. So when you turn that around and you help others be successful and reach their goals, it really does help you reach yours. And that's kind of what this whole thing is about. So we do have a fast track program. So those of you that are in your first 90 days, which I think is just Julia on the call right now. Melanie, did your 90 days hit already?
The 15th is my 90-day end.
Well, you got 6 days to add 16 members and have 5,000 in sales.
I'll get right on that.
Actually, you have so the way that your fast track works is that if you're 90-day goal is the middle of a month. Pampered Chef gives you until the end of that month to hit that goal, and then you would promote the first of the next month. So this is really a neat, sweet spot to be, because this is for those who decide that they want to promote to director within their first 90 days. So, so Melanie's close there. But again, they give you until the end of the month. So this gives you an extra cash bonus. Like, this isn't Pampered Chef dollars that are going to sit there. This is $500 cash you're going to get when you promote to director in your first 90 days. When you keep that title for 3 months, you get an extra $500 cash. Doesn't go as a Pampered Chef bucks, it goes on your commission check. And then if you have someone that you're talking to about joining, and then they decide, you know what, I want this fast track bonus too, now you can get an extra $1,000 by having one of your people promote to director in their first 90 days, which would promote you to advanced. Then you get a blue scraper like this. And then if you do it in the same year, you get both of these. You walk across stage twice. Totally doable. Okay, so you guys probably want to see the money. So this one, and for those of you that were with Bobby and I last year when Charlotte and the guy came by, this is actually copies of her paycheck, because she's 100% virtual. I'm not, but it shows you here how you can give yourself a raise. So it tells you here that, the average raise in America is 3 to 4% a year. Well, you're giving yourself a 6.3% raise when you add one person to your team. You're giving yourself a 14.5% raise when you're adding 2 people to your team, and then a 48% raise when you promote to director. How many people can say, I just gave myself a 48% raise this year, right? So on the bottom, you'll see Charlotte's very first paycheck was $882. That was from 3 virtual parties that she did, and now up at the top, you'll see 3 years later. She's probably doing a few more shows. She's building this team now, but now she's making $3,400. And 3 years later. Now, it doesn't have to take you 3 years to do that, but you will see the growth as you're working out there. So, all right. So at the consultant level, you earn 25% commission, and then you just keep going up from there. So this one is a great example of what you can do with your income by building a team. So that's a good little more visuals. You like the charts and the graphs? Here's your charts and graphs. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about how you can move up the career plan. So right now, Chris is a senior consultant. Susie, is your team member active still?
I don't know if she's active still.
Okay, so you guys might both be senior consultants, which means you have one person on your team, and you get a 1% pay raise on anything you sell, plus 1% off of what your team member sells. So right now, Melanie, Chris is making 1% off of everything you sell. Feel free to sell a lot. He won't mind.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Go, Melanie.
This week.
No pressure. So then when you bump up to team leader, all right, so I do want to point out that with senior consultant, there's no minimum you have to hit every month. You're active, your team member's active, you're a senior consultant. At the team leader level, it kind of starts working on what you can make with Pampered Chef with having a little bit more of a team. So with a team leader, so Jen's a little busy here. She's decided she's having fun, so she's adding an extra team member. So now she's selling $2,400. She hasn't changed what she's selling, but if you look here from senior consultant to team leader, she's making 14.5% more, because she's got $80 in overrides as a team leader, only $35 in overrides as a senior consultant. So right away, she hasn't done any more work, but she's got more money coming in. Okay, so that is team leader. So with team leader, you have to have 2 people at least on your team, and then as an entire team, you need to be selling $2,500 as a team. Okay, so that's how you get the team leader level. And for me, I always try to, the minimum in the leadership track, any level that you're in, once you hit team leader and above, your minimum is $750. I personally try to always do $1,250 in a month. That's when I was first working on my promotion, because when you hit director, Pampered Chef has this nice little clause in the policy guide that says, in order for you to get all those new products as a person who's promoted to director, you have to have done $1,250 the 3 months leading up to your promotion in sales, so each month, or $5,000 the 4 months before. Does that make sense? So if you set the bar for $12.50, when you hit director, you're getting all that stuff. So unless you fast track and then they give it to you anyway. So if you fast track, brand new, you'll get it. If you're not, you have to make sure you're hitting that number so that it's $5,000 over the course of 4 months or $12.50 a month, the 3 months leading up to your promotion. So set your bar there and always try to hit it or aim above the $12.50 mark. That way you know that you're setting yourself up for success from the very beginning. Okay, so that's senior consultant and team leader. So those of you who do not have any team members yet, you're on the consultant track. So you'll be adding a person and that bumps you up to senior consultant and we'll keep going from there. Okay, so here's what it looks like on the director level. So on the director level, Jen's still doing her $2,400, but now she's got a team of 5. So the way that, oh, hold on. I'm going off the cuff. So I'm like way ahead of my notes. Here we go. All right, so here, when we're looking at that she's promoted to director, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's added all these people. But you'll notice if you look at her bubble chart, and you'll hear me reference a bubble chart a lot because I'll have bubble charts for all of you guys in my office. So I can look at them and talk to you about all your people you're talking to. But the bubble chart is great because it'll say, okay, so in Jen's spot, I might have Susie's name and Susie's consultant's over here in blue. And let's say her consultant added someone now that's going to go down again. So it doesn't matter how you hit director. My girl who hit director last year, she had 2 on her personal team, 5 in her second line, and then hit director that way. So it doesn't matter how you get there. You have to have 5 active on your team. And then it's like that analogy we use with the mortgage where you have to qualify for it. So it's $5,000 as an entire team. But when you have 6 people doing that and you're trying to hit your $12.50 and you have your new people also trying to hit their $12.50 to get their sign-on bonus, you'll hit it. Okay, so don't think that the numbers are too hard. You'll get it. 2 shows each person, you'll have your director bonus there. So once you promote to director, you can keep promoting by adding more directors on your team. And of course, we talked about all the bonuses you get on there. So when you keep moving up, so advanced director is where you get the blue spatula. And that's when you have a director on your team. So here's what they're looking at. If you look at this little chart, and all of this stuff, if my graphs aren't very clear, it's here in your books. So when you're looking through, it's all the career plans are here, so you can see every single thing that this one talks about. It tells you when to target, what your plan is for the upper level. It's probably right before our kickoff meeting call because I wanted them to be separate from your commitment form. So when you start working on helping other people hit these great goals, that's when you're going to see some great money coming in. So, and the upper levels, they get a car allowance, which would be so beautiful. And of course, it looks scary when you're looking at all the numbers here. You're like, oh my gosh, they have to have $48,000 in monthly sales. That's a whole team, okay? But her whole team is made up of 8 directors for the on this example for the executive. Well, if each team's trying to hit their 5,000, it's really not that far-fetched, right? Mm-hmm. So this is kind of put it into perspective for the kind of what your goals are for each level that you're wanting to hit, and then yeah. So there's a lot of fun there. So I just learned something new because I did not know that as an executive director I can earn up to $500 for attending conference. Dang! They pay me to go. Sorry. That's kind of cool. Wow, snuck right in there. I didn't even see that one. Okay, so I want you to imagine that today you're the director of a team with an average monthly sales of $10,000. What would your 3% monthly override be? 3% of 10,000. Come on. Who's got the math?
You said 10,000?
Yeah, 3%. Oh, she's pulling a calculator out.
$300.
$300, yes. And that's only the override, okay? Now, you're going to also get income from your personal sales. You're also going to get your activity bonuses. So for those people that are putting in a show, you're going to get an activity bonus from them. Now, imagine you begin working with those people on your team that want more, and they start building their own teams, and they're starting to grow, and now there's even more and more and more. And then what are you going to be doing when your team is adding new team members? What should you be doing?
Still adding members?
Yes, absolutely, because you want to match effort for effort. So several of you know I did the leadership program with Pampered Chef 3 times actually, because I'm a glutton for punishment. Just kidding, it was amazing. So with Pampered Chef, what they did was they took and hand selected about 150 consultants to work with who wanted to grow their businesses, and said, okay, we want to partner with you, and we want to give you some goals, but we want to teach you the principles that you need to grow a successful team. And one of the biggest things they said was match effort for effort. So if your team is adding team members, you want to be able to match their team. And one of the things that Julie Aldridge said to me is, if I'm personally adding 2 team members a month, my team altogether needs to be at least adding 2 team members a month. Okay? So that way they're matching my energy. Same thing for you. As you get into that habit of, hey, you know what, you should totally be doing this with me, and they come on board, and one of your team members should also be adding, so that way you're doing that side by side. So now you're working on a team that's doing $15,000 in team sales. So now you're making bonus money. When you promote up to an advanced director, you're making 4% instead of 3% off of your team, and you're doubling your income each time that you hit another level. So that's really kind of cool to look at. So how fast your income grows depends on how fast you decide to pick up and work on this career plan. I will tell you that it really is all when you decide. And I use the example of weight loss because I know that so many of us, except Chris, can relate to this. You know, talk to your wife. Most women can feel like, oh my God, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. My clothes aren't fitting like I want them to. But it's not until they say, you know what, I'm done. I'm ready to lose the weight. And they decide that they're going to do it, that it actually happens, right? So it's making that decision that you're going to do it. So I wanted to find out what your why is. So maybe you're like, you know what, this whole director thing sounds scary. I'm not ready for it yet. Or maybe you're like, you know what, it's my year of yes. I'm going to say, if we get disconnected, I'm just come back in, because I'm going to jump it back through, and we'll do a part 1, part 2, because I got a couple more slides. Okay, so I want you to kind of really think through what your why is and why you want to promote, or maybe what that income would look like for your family. And we are going to be working on dream board at our next team training, which is on not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. I have it all back here. So we're going to be working on some dream boards. So I want you to be thinking about what your why is for Pampered Chef. Why do you want to work on the career plan? Why is this something that you're thinking about? Is it for more money? Is it for the friendships? Is it for earning your first trip? You know, what is your reason for why? And we're going to put that on paper. You know, so bring pictures with you. Bring quotes that are your favorite, something like that you can bring with you, that you can put on your dream board, because when it's in front of you all the time, you'll see it more and it'll hit home a little bit more. All right, let me see if I can. Okay. All right, so the director requirements we talked about. I don't like this under you phrase, you know, but it's whatever. It's 5 people on your team, whether you've recruited them or someone else has recruited them. $750 in personal sales is the minimum, but again, we want you working to $1250, because then you're going to get free stuff all the time. And then $5,000 for you and your team sales combined. So our goal is, I know Bobby and I both have a goal to hit senior director. So that is down the pipeline, because we want to be able to, when we hit the senior director and executive director line, then we get more specialized training from home office. So we have a more direct pipeline to be able to tell you guys about things ahead of time, to be able to work, you know, and figure out. You have a question, we have a home office representative that's for us. So we kind of want that, you know, Batman phone, so we can call and say, hey, what's going on with this? And that's what growing to that does. You can't do it alone. That's where you guys come into play. You know, we're a team, and there is a saying, you know, together everyone achieves more, for the acronym for team. But I like together we. because put the E at the end. Everyone achieves more. But we can do this together. So as each of us is growing our personal teams, and don't think that I'm not going to be doing this right along with you. My goal is always to add at least 2 team members a month personally. And that way I can be setting the example to get you guys in the, hey, she's doing this, I can do this, because you definitely can. So it is very, very doable. In your handout, in your book, there is this 90 days to director formula. It is right before, it is a couple of pages before our kickoff meeting one. This one is going to give you a nice breakdown. It's going to tell you how the formula for success on how to get to your 90 days. Now, the program that we're doing together, it's only for 6 weeks, but it's going to give you all the principles to set up, because I always say what you do for your business today affects your business 60 to 90 days from now. So that's where we're going to be tracking everything. So, this we're going to be working on our bookings, because you have to have bookings so you can be in front of people in order to be able to give them information and follow up about the business. So we're going to be talking about all of that. We're going to help you track your success. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to help you track your success, because numbers don't lie. You know, when you're looking at your month one here and you're jotting down, okay, Susie had a show. This was when her party was held. She had 4 people in attendance. No one took home information. When you and I are filling this tracker in side by side, I know where I can coach you. I can say, okay, Chris, we only had 4 people in attendance. What happened there? Well, she only had that many friends, or she had everyone cancel on her, or whatever it is, and we can talk through how to overcome that, okay? If you had 1 person take home information, I can help you be able to follow up with that person. Okay, well, what did they sound excited? Whatever it was that, that we can do there to help with that. So that's what we're here to do, is we're here to help you be successful. And this is how we're going to support you. So this one is a 90-day program, and it's geared towards these calls down here. So when we do our call next week, it's going to be on how to prospect, which means find people, talk to them, and book parties away from a show. So it's like when you're out and about, when you're at work, when you're at the grocery store, wherever you are, if you're out to dinner with your friends, how you can get a party while you're talking out there. The schedule is like here: booking at shows, host coaching, inform and invite, opportunity chat, and then what to do once you start adding new team members. It's going to help you with coaching them. And you'll notice that each thing builds on a previous week. So if you don't do the homework from the previous week, I'm going to say, okay, Susie, I love you, but maybe now's not the right time for you to do the program, because I need you to do this homework. If you don't do the homework, I can't coach you on the next thing, because you haven't done what you said you were going to do. It is I'm not like a total tyrant, but I kind of am, because sometimes you need that. You need someone to say, you know what? I have someone on the other end of this that's holding me accountable, and that's tracking right along with me. Because I'm tracking right along with you. I have a folder for each of you in my office. I'll be tracking, and I'll have your bubble sheets up on my wall, so that as you talk to people, I can bubble in names just like you're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about that. But it's going to go over this little tracker. So this is one thing that you can look at here, is put your name down, what your why is, and set a goal for when you want to promote to director by. Because if you don't, then it's just a wish. You need a deadline for when you're going to hit it. And you need that deadline in front of you at home, in your car, at work, on your phone. That gives you a reminder about every couple of weeks, I'm going to promote to director by this date. And use your positive statements for why you're going to do that and how it's going to happen. This is an example up close of what we're going to be tracking. So I'm going to be looking for party dates, and I'm going to give you some goals here. I'm going to work through this quick, but we're going to be filling this out after every single show. So I am a big fan of show-based coaching. So I have a team calendar. So as you book shows, I want to know when they are, because I want to put it on my team calendar so I can go, hey, Susie, how'd your show go on Friday? And I can talk to you about it, because I'll have it on my calendar. And we can talk and see how it went. So this is going through month 1, 2, and 3. We are going to track it for 3 months. Not only is that going to help you, but it's going to make it so it's consistent. And you'll go, ooh, I need to be tracking this all the time, because, again, numbers don't lie. But it does take teamwork, and that's what we are doing all together here, is we are here to help you be successful, and as successful as you want to be. This is one of my absolute favorites. If you're filling this in, this is the page right before that kickoff meeting. And I'm going to help you fill in the blanks because it does this little belief triangle. In the top left, it says, my beliefs determine my actions is your fill in the blank. My actions determine my results, and my results reinforce my beliefs. And what this means briefly is that, you know, this is something that I tell my kids all the time, like, your brain is not as smart as you think it is. It will believe whatever you tell it. You know, if you're telling your brain, I can't book any shows right now, nobody's booking a party, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to make any phone calls. You're not going to send any text messages. That's your action. Your action is going to determine your result. Your result is, I didn't book any shows. And your result is going to say, well, you know, I knew I couldn't book any shows. That's what happened. So that's your negative belief triangle. So let's flip that. Okay, I'm going to book 3 shows today. I'm so excited. I can't wait. What do? You get on the phone. You text people. You call them. You post on social media. And then you're saying, okay, maybe I booked 2. Maybe I booked 1. But I booked a show. I can do it. And then that goes back and reinforces it. But I want you to look at the belief triangle because it helps you in every day goes through that whole action. You know, think about what your belief is in the company, in our products, in our business opportunity. And I want you to take time to rate your beliefs. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being low, 10 being high, this also should be in there, you know, and then kind of just rate it and then figure out what you want your goal to become. So if maybe you're a 10, you love our products, but maybe you're like, oh, I'm only a 2 on our host, or our business opportunity. What can we do together to work on that? Okay, so what does it mean to promote up to an executive team? I did want to tell you that, 2 shows a week no matter what, in case I haven't told you that yet. See, notes and scattered. Pink. People do, so you can turn that around your belief triangle. I'm going back real quick because people do want to have parties with you. You have an amazing product to share. You have great recipes and money-saving tips. We have less than a minute, so I'm going to pause here. I'm going to come right back in, and then we're going to finish up. I have less than 5 minutes left. So I'm going to disconnect real quick so I can save. I don't know how to do that. There we go. Stop recording, and then I'm coming right back on. So join me back in just a minute.